It was 47 years ago when Ike Aran first sailed across the Mediterranean. His ship, the Exodus. His cargo, 4,500 Jewish refugees. 47 years later, Exodus 94, sponsored by the Youth and Hechalutz Department of the Joint Authority for Jewish Zionist Education, carries 600 Jewish youth from across North America on a voyage that retraces the journey of the Ma'apilim. Illegal immigrants in search of a place to call home. The city of Rome was the starting point for a simulated journey back to the days of Aliyah Bet and British-mandated Palestine. For most of these young people, it will be a first trip to Israel. It's also the first time so many Jewish youth, representing so many different youth groups, have joined together. Here they learned firsthand about the exile of the Jews from ancient Jerusalem, about years of wandering and life in foreign lands, about the return to their own land almost 2,000 years later, a time when the shadow of the Holocaust fell over the Jews of Europe, a time when nations closed their doors, a time when Aliyah was illegal.
Shalom, my name is Dani. I'm Agidon from Eretz Israel. We are going now to Brindisi port. We have a ship. We'll take you to Eretz Israel. As you all know, Eretz Israel is not ours yet. We have the British who control there. We told the British that the boat Exodus is going to Colombia. So if anyone asks you where are you heading off, you say we are going to Colombia.
Somebody organize them in a line or some sort of geometrical shape. You can have your papers, please. Yes, you. What's your name?
Evan Newman.
You're also going to Palestine?
Colombia.
Welcome to the Exodus. Please put your names in just like okay. But the British officer shouldn't see, okay? Alright, Tim O'Brien.
So what do you want from Colombia?
I want to find work. There's no work in Germany.
You know that if this ship goes to Palestine and you're aboard it, you will all be illegal passengers.
Small boat experience, and I thought originally that's the way I would be used. I would be used on a small sailboat that carried maybe 100 people. Exodus, the war field, originally carried 350 people. When we got through putting beds on, we had enough beds for 4,500. We left Italy and went to France, and while we were on our way to France, trucks were coming from all over Europe. Trucks loaded with olim. 40 people to a truck, and each one carrying about 50 pounds of everything they owned in the world.
This group is the last generation that will be able to touch those who went on these boats. They'll also be the last generation to touch the founders of the state, and also probably the last generation to touch the survivors of the Holocaust.
I'm very surprised that their Judaism or their feeling is there, but they really don't know about Aliyah Bet, and they don't know about how the state started, and it's not in their history writings, evidently. They were never taught.
We were lying in a place called Set. We were ready to leave, and again the British struck. They struck by telling the pilot, who was supposed to take our ship out of Set, that if he came near that ship, they would guarantee he would spend a lot of time in prison. We decided to take the ship out by ourselves without a pilot, which is a very, very unusual thing to do. You don't do it. We got out to sea. As soon as we hit the Mediterranean, overhead was a British airplane. They spotted us, and they radioed ahead to what was then known as the British Mediterranean Fleet. The British Mediterranean Fleet was there exclusively to keep Aliyah Bet ships from getting near the coast of Palestine. And they started shadowing us. They started